Well, here we are on this month's used boat feature, the Fairline Phantom 43 AC, a rare aft cabin version of the Fairline Phantom 43. Bears very little, if no resemblance at all, to the conventional Fairline Phantom. It was in fact a replacement for the very successful Fairline Turbo 36 aft cabin boat that Motorboat and Yachting magazine had as a magazine boat for many years. Anyway, let's see how she performs, because it's not often we actually get to go out in a used boat. We're running now at about 24 knots at 2,400 RPM, which with the TMD 63P engines, which develop 370 horsepower, is an ideal sweet spot cruising speed for this boat. You can drop it down to about 20 knots if things get a bit choppy, but on a nice flat day like today, 24 knots is pretty comfortable. Flat out she'll hit about 29 knots, and when we originally tested the boat in 1997 we found we got a two-way best average of 29.6. So if we get 29 knots a day, I think that'll be pretty good, being that this boat is 17 years old. Okay, well, of course, the great thing about an aft cabin boat is the continuity between the helm and the actual rear cockpit area, being they're pretty much on the same level, unlike a flybridge boat. This Fairline Phantom 43 AC has a notable modification in the fact that it has two small tables here instead of one large teak table. The present owner did that quite simply to make it a lot easier to get into the position that I'm sitting in. On the port quarter and on the starboard quarter, you've got these side opening gates that open out onto the side deck and onto steps going back onto the bathing platform. It's a little bit of a squeeze going around there, and you need to make sure you hold onto the guide rails going round, but otherwise it's quite workable. What I like about the helm is this flip up bolster lip there, so you can then stand back, get a great view over the bow. Throttle's easily to hand, sit back on the bolster like that. Chop plotter easily seen, thrusters come to hand easily for the left hand. Unlike many aft cabin boats like the Broom for instance, the Phantom 43 AC has a lower helm. Pretty ideal if you're going to be using it out of season, or you're going to anticipate you're going to do any rough weather passages. The only downside of course is that you lose a bit of saloon space, but at the end of the day it's still a nicely laid out saloon with enough space for most people to, for most families of four, for instance, to live without feeling they're stepping on top of each other's toes. You've also got TV to the port side there. For this size of boat, the Galley is actually quite a decent size, and something I like about its design, something you find quite common with these Galley down arrangements, is the horseshoe layout of the worktop. The good thing about the horseshoe layout of the worktop is it enables you to actually easily wedge yourself in between the two worktops and the boat's underway. Ideal if you're making some sarnies or you're making a brew. What everybody buys this boat for, it's the aft cabin. You get this great offset island double berth. It will accommodate pretty much everyone. You've got quite a reasonable amount of storage. You've got a full height hanging locker to starboard, and likewise a full height hanging locker to port. Small bit of storage there straight ahead, and a very nice ensuite heads complete with separate wraparound shower.